When we typically think of hearing loss, we think of our grandparents, right? Well, the new face of hearing loss is a lot younger. An alarming report from Brigham and Women's Hospital, which is a Harvard affiliate, reports 1 out of every 5 teenagers today has some form of hearing loss. Chew on that for a minute. Half of 12 to 35-year-olds have been exposed to dangerous levels of noise from what? Personal devices, the headphones. They're ubiquitous. These, especially these in-ear headphones, project music so loud, up to 110 decibels. That's the same as if you just put a chainsaw right next to your ear. And we forget, and what's interesting is now studies have actually formally looked at this, comparing hearing tests of teens who grew up with Walkmans back in the 80s, aka us. They compared it to kids who used, say, back in 2005 when the iPods came out, and the hearing loss jumped over 30% during that time frame.
Well, and our hearing is such a precious sense, and you touched on it. Sensory neural hearing loss, what does that mean? That means the inner ear, those sensitive little nerve endings go. You only get one set. They don't regrow. So you touched on it. As we age, we all naturally lose some of our hearing. That's called, you know, senile presbycusis or age-related sensory neural hearing loss. What you're talking about is noise-induced hearing loss. We know that loud noises affect those same little nerves inside the inner ear. You have to protect them. And a one-time
event can cause permanent hearing loss. You're at a concert where the music's too loud, or nowadays you even go to a spin class, the music is so loud, that can affect your hearing forever. The thing about the study that I found intriguing in a bad way, and Dr. O is an ENT, I know you've seen this in your career, it's that most of these kids who are developing hearing loss, they're not even aware of it.
They don't realize.
Think about it. You don't really notice it until it's too far gone. Yeah. So they even turn it up louder then. And that part scares me.
Well, they did a test. CDC did a test, and I guess a quarter of the group that were tested, 25%, didn't even realize that they had affected their inner ears, had lost their hearing.
The cool thing about some of the new earbuds is the noise canceling ones. There's certain brands where they are able to literally block out all other noise, and so they don't have to raise the volume as much for you to appreciate the sound quality. But in general, Drew, what is the rule? You turn it down to about 60%?
60, yeah, the 60% of the max, and you don't want to do that for more than 60 minutes.
And if you're going to a big concert, you recommend putting in some...
Oh, yeah, and if you're around really, really loud noises, and you were talking about a spin class, they blare that music to get you going. Don't be afraid to put earbuds inside your ears to block.
And a lot of those classes, I think, actually offer them free of charge. If you're going to go to a concert, you know, and you're right next to that doggone speaker, it's okay to throw in some earplugs.